Howdy, folks. It is me. I'm loved and lovable, and so are you. I'm sharing out the link for people to join me here from our network in today's Boost program. I hope that you've been having a wonderful Tuesday. I have been settling into my life, and I feel that great things are in store for me and everyone that I'm connected to. And I'm happy, authentically happy, for the first time in a very, very long time. So thanks for hanging along. Thank you for being part of the journey. Tonight I'm going to start with a poem called The Invitation by Orion Mountain Dreamer. The poem says, "It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's belonging. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you've touched the center of your own sorrow, if you've been opened by life's betrayals or have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it or fade it or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes without cautioning us to be careful, be realistic, remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you're telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself, if you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul, if you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty even when it's not pretty every day, and if you can source your own life from its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand at the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes, oh yes. It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after the night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you've studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself, and if you truly like the company you keep in those empty moments. The last line again, I want to know if you can be alone with yourself, and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments. That's the invitation by Orion Mountain Dreamer to open us today. I think you're awesome, folks. Thank you for stopping by tonight. We're on day 3 of the week. It is day 3, week 29. Our theme is stepping into the unknown in Love and Action Network. We are guided by the 52 Weeks of Conscious Contact, authored by Melody Beatty. It's an anchor text amongst many in our community that helps us stay sane along the path. Aren't you tired of chasing your tail? Aren't you tired of feeling low frequency and low vibration? Wouldn't you like to come higher? Wouldn't you like to step into the unknown? Let's read day 3 together and see what we can learn. Sometimes, in the way that life has of bringing times of change, we may be doing a lot of letting go of people, places, and things all at once. It's the end of something, but nothing new has begun. It may be hard to know what to do next. We try to do the next thing, but nothing feels right. We try to do the next thing, but nothing feels right. We may keep reaching out for a person or dream, expecting it to be there. If you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, it's yours. Say whatever you want about letting go. The truth is, letting go can hurt. The challenge is, the hardest thing about letting go is coming to grips with the idea that the person or dream is gone. Be gentle with yourself. Don't expect too much. It's hard to keep up with reality when it all changes at once. Be gentle with yourself. Flo, Tara, Network, be gentle with yourself. Don't expect too much. It's hard to keep up with reality when it all changes at once. And there's so much happening in the news cycle. We had an attempted alleged assassination over the weekend. We're heading towards a very interesting time in our country and this experiment called America. And so it's important that you be gentle with yourself. We watched a lot of news, and we have consumed in our community a lot of news in the last 72 hours. When it's hard to keep up with the scroller of reality news and reality television, which is overlapped. Yes? It's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up with reality when it's all happening right now in this Instagram live. Today is Sacral Chakra Day in our network. Solar Plexus Chakra Day. It's Tuesday. I've been thinking it's Monday all day. I asked Poppy Water this morning on our drive in. I was like, oh wow, why does the day just feel like a Monday? But it's actually Tuesday, July the 16th, 8:11 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to talk about the Solar Plexus Chakra. It's Manipura, and it's all about our personal power, our self-esteem, and our inner strength. And so, as it relates to your self-worth and confidence today, how do you feel about yourself and your abilities? What are your biggest accomplishments, and how do they make you feel? In what areas are you lacking confidence right now? And you don't have to lack confidence. You do not have to lack confidence. Just because I ask you in what areas do you lack it, you may not lack it. You may just have confidence and be confidently moving forward, and you may just want more confidence. That's my case. I don't lack confidence. I'm very confident about my inevitable success and joyful, bright, and secure future. I'm asking for more confidence in my life and more assertive audacity. How do you handle criticism and failure? Are you one of those people when you're criticized or when you fail, you start to become defensive and you start to cocoon onto yourself or start to turtle shell? Someone says, I don't like the way you're talking to me, and immediately becomes a overall critique of your entire life. It can be difficult. Let's talk about decision making and willpower. How decisive am I when making choices? How decisive am I when making choices? I make choices very, very quickly. I learned that from Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs you would always see him in a black turtleneck and blue jeans. And the reason why was because it was one less decision that he had to make. And so you often will see me wearing the same attire or showing up in very, very similar ways. If you're looking for me to have a new outfit, you're going to need to wait a couple days until I shower again. Because I'm decisive about, this is the shirt I want to wear, I'm going to wear it, and I'll wear it until I'm not wearing it anymore. And or, I have very limited clothes. If I were to go out to eat, it would be a black button-up and black jeans, kind of like Steve Jobs. I adopted that. Poppy Water has me in more colors, but it allows me to not have so many decisions to make that I fatigue. Steve Jobs actually called it decision fatigue. And making your life simple makes you more decisive. So as you know, I eat very simply, I dress very simply. The only thing that I embellish on is the execution of my songs. I oversing and put a lot of extra flair on songs. But that's also a choice that I've decidedly made. And so, yeah, how decisive I am when making choices, I make them very quickly because I need to move on and heal myself and to hopefully bring a healing vibration to those who are in what the podcast this morning called a crisis of belonging, mostly to themselves. People in a crisis of belonging to themselves, but they also want loved and lovable community that we provide here. I have to be decisive about deciding to leave and lead. Do I trust my intuition and instincts when making decisions? Do I trust my intuition and instincts when making decisions? Yes. How strong is my willpower? Can I stick to my goals and commitments? For me, my willpower is very, very strong, mostly because I'm stubborn and hard-headed. My father, back in the 80s, called me hard-headed. I'm very headstrong in my willpower and determination. And yes, I can stick to my goals and commitments. However, it takes me, we've been talking about this all week or for the last couple of weeks, it takes me a little longer, or it has, post-pandemic, taken me a bit longer to stick to my goals and commitments because we teach here from AMB's emergent strategy philosophy that one should, and communities and movements should, move at the speed of trust. And as it relates to your dreams and the living of your life, it's important that you move at the speed of trust within yourself. The inverse of that is that if you do not, or conversely, if you do not trust yourself, and if you do not love yourself fully, it can slow down the path that you take. It won't stop things. I'm happy to inform you that no dream has ever been aborted or abated or abandoned by me so far, but they do slow down. Can I stick to my goals and commitments? Yes, but they move a bit slower than I would like because we live under societal conditions that try to talk us out of our worthiness and our deservedness all the time. And so when you're in a society, your friends can say, you can do it, Dre, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. But then you go out into the world, you go out and get feedback, or maybe you don't go and get feedback, you just open the phone and get a different opinion. You get a second, third, fourth opinion, like at the physician, for what you're going through. And it can slow you down because you may stop trusting yourself. And if you're moving at the speed of trust and you don't trust yourself, it can cause a bit of a blockage in your flow. The good news is that you can begin again every day. You can begin to trust yourself a bit more today than you did yesterday. And in our network, we say that we are getting 1% better. You get 1% better every day for 30 days, you're 30% better. You get 1% better every day for 365 days, you become a whole different person 2 times over at your command. So I would encourage you today to continue to go deeper into your willpower, to trust your intuition and your instincts, to know that if spirit, shamalama, habababa, if a loving and warm energy in your body temple is leading you towards a path of feeling good and contributing positively to yourself and to the world, I would encourage you to go with it today. You can find out more about myself and the healing practitioners at Love and Action Network in our link in bios. I'm going to head over to the link in bio because I am the most proud of it now than I've ever been. Go to lovedandlovable.bio.link. lovedandlovable.bio.link, and you can jump on our program's wait list. You can get a welcome video from us there. You can donate, you can join our events, you can learn more about our work, you can attend our live feeds as they are available. You can watch our newsletter and listen to the podcast, and also meet Poppy Water, Tara, and myself there. And if you are out there and you want to not be miserable in this life, and you don't want to struggle anymore, and you don't want to have a string of bad days, I want to encourage you to get a vibe check with Flo at our link in bio. I am more than happy to speak with you for 15 minutes about what's going on for you, and hopefully develop a strategy to set the captive thoughts, the captive feelings, the captive beliefs, the things that are chained inside of you. Hopefully we'll be able to get that energy moving through a vibe check and through some of my destiny coaching and mentorship. Also, new link on the page, it's the support desk. Hi, how can I help you? And on there very soon you'll be able to browse articles, explore our how-tos, and also view any tickets that you submit into our network for help and support and track your progress. And so we're very, very excited about bringing back some of the old tools that we had here, and we're also very excited about continuing to enlarge our territory. We recognize and believe here in our network that what you put out into the world comes back to you. So we're not really responsible for what comes back to us as much as we are responsible for what we put out, because we know that it's going to ripple back. So I'm grateful to Tara and Poppy and everyone else who is helping us lift this, because the residual effect and the splashback effect of all of this joy making is going to be good for us in the long run, and very, very good for the hearts of us. So thank you for following the network. Some of you have been trailing me in my life's work for 20 years. Some of you have been here for the last few years. Some of you are just now joining. The message is simple. You are loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable, and you're always going to be loved and lovable for the rest of your life. And none of us can change that about ourselves, our loved and lovable nature. And hopefully you'll be back to check out Tara Parolo's studio in the hot seat tomorrow for the Daily Boost program. And until we meet again, stay in your joy, stay in your power, stay loved and lovable, and I'll see you around the network.